I dropped all the vitamins. That is too much. Okay. Hello, hello. It is Jaclyn. It is Jaclyn. I don't start my videos saying that. That's weird. Anyways, we're back. We're gonna be doing a what supplements I take as a vegan, which I kind of hesitated sitting down and doing this video just because I feel like I obviously am not a nutritionist, I'm not a doctor, and I feel like it's important that I preface that. I don't want this to be medical advice for anyone, but more anecdotally, some things that I take, and if you're someone who's interested in eating more plant-based or learning about supplements, which is something that I am and I'm still learning, and I clearly do not know everything, I hope this video would just, help someone out or kind of navigate where to start. But obviously, I encourage you all to do your own research and go to your doctor, talk to them. I get my blood taken all the time, and that's always a really good indicator, as well as obviously being self-aware and trying to do check-ins. And if I'm feeling good, that's always a good sign as well. So I say all of this basically with no basis of actual education, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. But that being said, I do feel like over the past 7 years of eating vegan, I have really navigated kind of what works for me and what supplements I like to be on top of, and just some things that I do to keep my health and myself feeling 100, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, super excited to share that this video is actually sponsored by Herbal Gummies. I'm gonna be sharing with you a few of my favorite gummies. I know I've talked about them a ton before on the channel. I was super excited that they wanted to partner with me on a YouTube video because I've been eating their gummies for such a long time. And it's always nice to have amazing partners on board. That being said, I obviously have a variety of brands and products and things that I use that just, keeps my wellness levels feeling good. So let's hop right into it. I'm gonna start off with this massive bucket, which this is my collection of Herbal Gummies. Can you tell that I'm obsessed? Obviously they have stocked me up, so I've tried literally every single gummy, so I've been able to try my favorites and kind of figure out what I really like taking. Obviously, I feel like the most important thing, and the thing that you hear people talk about most when people go vegan or start eating plant-based, is that you want to be on top of your vitamin B12. And that is definitely true. It is definitely really common for not only people who are eating plant-based, but the typical standard American diet, even if you're eating meat or not. People typically, if they're not supplementing or being conscious of it, tend to have low vitamin B12 levels. So it's a good idea, even if you're not vegan, to look into this or to get your blood taken. But there are obviously a ton of different ways I've done over the years. Let me start off actually by talking a little bit about my kind of health experience. I don't know what I'm saying, like rolling up my sleeves for this one. Basically, I grew up not really supplementing ever. I'm 22 years old now. I went vegan when I was 16, turning 16, just before 16. And did I do that math right then? Is this going, oh yeah, going on 7 years, wow. But growing up, I didn't really take any supplements. I was lucky, although I wasn't raised vegan. I, kind of ate a little bit of everything. I was always eating a whole foods kind of home cooked diet. Shout out to my mom and both my parents. They really made great food choices for me growing up. And I was a very active and fit kid growing up, so I never really had any health issues or anything like that. And it was so funny. I remember growing up, my mindset would always be, because I would hear people who would take gummies or vitamin gummies in the morning, and I used to always think, oh, that's so strange. Shouldn't you be able to get all your fruits and vegetables and your, vitamins and minerals all throughout what you're eating and through your diet? And I think in a perfect world, yes, that would be the dream situation if you had a variety of homegrown, plentiful, ripe, picked off the tree things. That, yeah, of course, in the ideal world, that would be the case. But the reality is with pesticides and just different, standards of food quality and seasonal items and things like that, it's not a bad thing to be getting these extra vitamins and nutrients and supplementing through whether it's gummy vitamins or pills or things like that. And it's something that honestly, I really didn't start taking seriously and looking into until I started going vegan, because I didn't want, at that time my mom wasn't vegan as well, so I wanted to prove to my family that you could be vegan in a healthy way and I wouldn't be deficient or depleted or malnourished or any of those things. So that's really when I kind of started diving into it. So from the get-go, when I was 16, 17, I started taking it was an oral, one of the ones that you put under your tongue and you let it dissolve. It was a B12 supplement like that. So I would do that. And I've also in the past gotten B12 injections. That sounds shots, B12 shots. They give you a little shot, and those tend to last a bit longer, they last a few months, and then you can go back. Anyways, I always found what was most convenient was just orally taking it, because it was more of a hassle to kind of book an appointment to go to my naturopath or doctor. So that was really all I started taking, and I've gotten my blood taken pretty much on a yearly, if not more frequently basis ever since I went vegan. So I was always really in tune with kind of where my levels were at. And fortunately, I have never been low in anything. And that was even prior to me properly supplementing anything other than B12. So again, I kind of hope that paints a more accurate picture of where I'm kind of starting at. So I am very fortunate that I don't, take a lot of these supplements as a reaction to low levels of, say, iron or anything like that. I just take them for good maintenance, in general, good health. And yeah, so that kind of, I hope, makes a bit of sense. I'm gonna hop into some of my favorite Herbal Gummies here, because I've talked about this many of times in my What I Eat a Day videos and just in videos before when I was talking about supplementing. I've always had a problem swallowing pills, and this has been an ongoing thing since childhood. Even if I was taking like medication or Advil, like I couldn't swallow it and I would have major issues. Where fortunately now growing up, I have gotten better and I can, take medication, but it's just every time it's still a little shocking. So I have fully switched from taking my vitamin B12 as, a pill format, and I have all of my gummy vitamins now, which is super exciting. And Herbal is just amazing because obviously being vegan, there's a ton of things that you have to be conscious of when you are looking at supplements, especially gelatin in gummy vitamins is such a big one. And I have literally never found, other than with Herbal any vegan-friendly gummies, because they all have gelatin, and that's obviously not something I'm trying to consume. Herbal overall is just amazing. They're made out of Richmond, BC, here in Canada, so I love to support Canadian brands, and they have an amazing range of products. They're an inclusive brand. They're very conscious of their packaging and of the environment, and they truly just have amazing tasting gummies. And I never forget to take my vitamins and my supplements, because when they taste this good, you can't really go wrong. They're also all low to no sugar, and I don't know how they do it because it genuinely tastes like candy. They're so delicious. I actually have this one here is empty. I was actually about to recycle it. I finished it literally this morning, and then I was like, oh, I guess I should save the bottle for the video. This one here is the Pure Beauty Gummy, and this is the goji berry flavor, and this helps strengthen nails and helps with naturally glowing and radiant skin. So you can see this one is straight up empty. This one is so delicious. This one is like a different shape and texture from like the rest of the gummies, and it's kind of like, it reminded me of like a Starburst or something, like a candy growing up. So that one was absolutely fire. And I feel like it's kind of hard. Sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can make these like crazy claims being like, my nails are now 2 millimeters longer and grow this much faster. And I'm not gonna say all that because I don't have the exact answers. But that being said, my nails have been noticeably stronger. I feel like really all of these supplements, it's not something you're gonna wake up the next day and have like this complete game-changing thing. But over time, I definitely have noticed such an improvement. Even in things like I take a multivitamin every day. This one is like my non-negotiable. I obviously don't take this entire sometimes if I'm a little hungry, maybe I'll dabble through. But for the most part, I take maybe 2 to 3 different types of gummies a day. My non-negotiables is the multivitamin gummy, and this is a berry flavor. And this has 10 essential vitamins and minerals, and it's basically just for maintenance of good health. And I just feel like a multivitamin is, at least gives me like peace of mind that I feel like it's more like all-encompassing. But what's actually in here in terms of medicinal ingredients is vitamin A, we've got vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin E. There's also some folic acid in here, vitamin B12, biotin, zinc, iodine. The list just goes on and on. And what's really good with a lot of these different supplements, they're like different blends of different vitamins and minerals. A lot of them, though, actually do contain vitamin B12, since they are obviously geared towards, a lot of vegans. They're really great at always including that. There's a specific one, it's this one here, the actual vegan D3 and B12 one. And this one says it helps form red blood cells. Now this one actually, speaking of my mother, who I've turned vegan, she's been vegan maybe for like 4 or 5 years now. But something that she's always really conscious of is her B12, because her levels, I think, typically tend to dip a bit more. So she always steals this from me. She's obsessed with Herbal as well. Anyway, so whenever my mom comes to my house, she always ends up stealing this little yellow container. So I'm actually surprised I have one even to show you in this video, because normally these ones are all gone. So what's really great, definitely recommend going to the Herbal website. You can kind of read the variety of products they have. And kind of see what your concerns are, things that you're looking to kind of help maintain or improve. And you really can't go wrong because they all taste great. I am gonna give some honorable mentions though to the ones that I find just so incredibly delicious. I absolutely, I cannot explain how much I love the vegan collagen booster. This one is a watermelon flavor. I'm actually gonna show you. I've already had mine today, but I'm really tempted just to for the demo purpose of the video, eat a little gummy. This one just straight up looks like a little candy, and the texture is so good, and it just It tastes amazing. I literally can't explain it any other way. So this one I find just absolutely delicious. I also actually really like taking the Immune Plus. Pretty much the multivitamin and the Immune Plus is what I always make sure I take every day, and then I kind of like change it up depending on how I'm feeling. But the Immune Plus I feel like is also great to be conscious of now that we're going into the colder months and typically, you know, cold and flu season. This one is a raspberry lemon flavor, and this one is again just really for the general maintenance of, they're like stuck together in there, the general maintenance of good health. So this one here is like a darker little gummy color. And this one is great because it has a ton of antioxidants. This is the acai berry twist. Again, honorable mention just for the actual flavor. This one's so delicious. And then one of the other ones that I just love the taste of as well is this calcium one. This is the calcium and vegan D3, and this is strawberry and orange flavors. And they have orange ones and pink ones in there, and these are like little hearts, and they're just kind of cute. So anyways, there's a huge variety of products. I've talked about, actually I think in one of my most recent What I Eat in a Days, I was even talking about the sleep ones, which has melatonin inside. So if you want to hear more about that, I'll link that video up above too. But truly, Herbaland overall just has such amazing products, and it really has reignited my excitement for supplementing. And I feel like now I'm fully like a supplement freak and just so obsessed with it. Also, if you want to shop and pick up some vitamin gummies for yourself, you can head to their website and use my code Jaclyn20 for a little discount when you shop, which is very exciting. Vegan or not, these ones are definitely the move. But also, if you're vegan, these are the best vegan gummy vitamins you will ever have. There you go. I said it. Okay, moving on to some more supplements and some things like that. I just literally pulled these out of my fridge. These are from the brand Hum, and these are Skin Heroes pre and probiotics. There's 40 billion organisms in here, which that sounds crazy. And I always like to keep my probiotics and my prebiotics in the fridge because that helps actually maintain them. So again, I'm gonna say this in the most uneducated baby lala terms. My French teacher used to always say that, baby lala. It's like the baby version of an actual scientific explanation. The baby lala explanation of this, from what I've heard, gut health is very important. And if you have a good and healthy gut, then you most likely will feel good. And really everything in terms of your health and well-being comes back to the gut. So I always like to be extra conscious to be, feeding my gut that good bacteria and trying to make sure that it's in a good place. And there's also, beyond just taking like prebiotics and probiotics, there's a lot of other like actual foods you can incorporate into your diet as well. Things like fermented kimchi, sauerkraut, kombucha, things like that have active bacteria inside. Good bacteria, don't be freaked out by that word. But yeah, those are also great things, and I try to include those and actually eat those as well. But it always doesn't hurt to have a little probiotics, so I like to take those. Now, I typically like to have all my supplements and vitamins and things like that just after breakfast, especially if I'm having a bit like slower and later of a morning. I wouldn't be taking these at like 6 a.m. if I'm waking up and like I don't eat my gummy vitamins right in the morning early like that. But like a nice 10, 11, if I'm having a late breakfast or like a snack or something like that, that's typically when I take these. I always try to take them with food though. Now the next thing I want to talk about, and again, I've talked about this on my channel quite a bit before, is Care Of, and they're really great because they do personalized recommendations, and you take this quiz online and they basically make a bunch of really good supplement recommendations based on your lifestyle and diet and kind of what health goals you're looking to accomplish. So this is my like little personalized pack here, and you kind of like, pull out a little pack and it has your perfect little packet of things. Anyways, let me tell you what currently I have in my my like monthly pack this time. So mine always kind of changes up as obviously what I'm looking to achieve changes. This one here has vitamin C inside, and that just really helps me maintain a healthy immune system. This has iron, which is great because vegetarians, vegans typically have a higher risk of iron deficiency. Like I said, fortunately, knock on wood, that wasn't wood, but same thing. Fortunately, I've never really struggled with that, but I don't think it's a bad idea to always incorporate it. And then I also have this, I don't know how to say this if I'm honest. It's called, I'm gonna take a really good guess on how to say this. Rhodiola? I don't think I'm saying that right. But basically, I had put in, during my quiz for when I was ordering this round, I put in that I was exercising and getting back into fitness a lot more. So this apparently supports endurance and recovery after exercise. But I know months prior, I've had different blends of omega-3s and things like that based on, again, my health goals. Now, kind of diving more into, I don't know if this counts as like supplements. I guess, what is technically the definition of a supplement? these are the other like wellness kind of items that I take in my life. Now, I actually really love the brand Organica as well, and I have a bunch of their stuff here. This is the Detox Drops, which is the chlorophyll drops, which these look crazy. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to show you without me making a mess. These are like this dark forest green, like forest green drops, and you basically take a ton of drops. I think it recommends like 30 or something like that. Am I making that up? Oh no, it says, yeah, take 1 milliliters, which equals 30 drops. So I was doing that right. So I do these little drops like this, and I actually put it under my tongue, or what I'll do is mix this in with my smoothie. This actually has like a little bit of like a flavor, and it's kind of like refreshing and almost like lemony. I don't really know how to explain it. But you can also mix this in with your water, and it kind of turns your water like this cool kind of like green color, but it makes your tongue like this dark green, so you want to like swish and like drink some water after, because your teeth will look like absolutely insane. But apparently this helps reducing body odor, and I've just heard that chlorophyll is something good to incorporate into your diet. So but adding this into smoothies, and I like anything green, let's be real. I like my smoothies to look like swamp water, and the more disgusting they look, the happier I am. So these have been a recent addition, and can't tell you if I smell better or worse, but mentally, the placebo effect, something's working, right? Okay, another thing I want to talk about is protein powder. I feel like the past like year, 6 months, I've gotten way more into protein powder, and I'm someone who also kind of like loves that chalky, that like, you know, that taste of protein powder. Not to say that this one tastes like chalky or anything like that, but this is just one of my favorites. This is the Genuine Health Organic Vegan Proteins. This is the vanilla flavor, and I love this one. I add this to basically all of my smoothies. It just makes my smoothies a lot more balanced and hearty. Obviously, it ups that protein level. I was actually talking to the founders and the owners of the company, and they really were talking about how they work so hard to find the perfect blend of like the powders and the ingredients to make sure that you don't feel bloated, because apparently it's really common with a lot of protein powders, especially non-vegan protein powders, to cause a bit of bloat and just like a little like funky digestion, you know what I'm saying? So really love how this makes me feel, really love the flavor that it adds to my smoothies. They also do a chocolate flavor too, which is really good. And yeah, I just really love this protein powder. I've gone through so many tubs of this. So definitely love me some Genuine Health. I also really like the Vega. I never know how to say it, and I should. It's like the most like vegan brand ever. I think it's Vega. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The Vega protein powders, those ones are really good too. I'm pretty like open-minded when it comes to protein powders. Obviously, as long as it's vegan, I love kind of trying out different ones and like different flavors. Now, the last thing here that I want to talk about are more of like wellness kind of lattes. And again, this is from the brand Organica. And I have 3 different flavors of their like health kind of lattes here. And they've just been really nice to have if it's like a cold evening, I'm sitting out on my balcony and I just kind of want to have a warm cup of something. These are super easy to make and they taste amazing. So this one here is the turmeric milk latte. So it's a coconut milk with turmeric powder in it. And basically you kind of mix it up with either some hot water or some hot coconut milk or soy milk or something like that. And you can kind of make a little latte. And they each basically just have a different blend with different ingredients that, you know, are proven to help with wellness and different health goals and things like that. So this one has turmeric powder inside. It's got cardamom seed powder. It's got ashwagandha root powder. Did I say that right? I think I did. Ashwagandha? I'm trying to get better. It's got cinnamon bark powder inside and ginger root powder and black pepper. And this final one here is the pink milk latte, which this has, again, prebiotic fiber inside, dragon fruit powder, and beetroot powder. So this makes your smoothie this bright kind of pink color. This one obviously is that kind of baby blue. And then this one is like your orange kind of turmeric golden yellow color. So these ones are honestly all delicious. I feel like these are the things, like when I go to LA and I get like a health kind of latte, they charge you $25 for these. So I just kind of like that I can make this at home. And it also just adds a bit of variety. I feel like especially, I mean, with anything health related or food related, it's really nice to have a nice variety and not feel like you're stuck in this boring routine. I say that, but I'm also someone who eats the exact same thing for breakfast every day. So run with that as you will. Like I said, my favorite is probably the turmeric one, but it just kind of depends like the mood that you're in and like what flavor you're kind of into. But they're super delicious and just like a really fun way to incorporate more of like a wellness beverage into your routine. But yeah, that is basically it. Those are all of the kind of health, wellness, supplements, things in my life. And like I said, I'm not someone who just like goes crazy and takes a spoonful of powder and pills and supplements every second of the day. I always always mindful about my vitamin B12. I take a few of my gummy supplements every single day. And then the rest, I kind of incorporate these different items throughout my day or weeks as I see fit. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching this. And also, if you have any actual scientific research or scientific corrections to anything that I've said, please leave a comment down below. I am learning, and you guys are always so educated and you always help me out in the comments. And I'd also love to hear your experience. If you do eat vegetarian or vegan, do you supplement? What do you take? I would love to hear all of those things. But yeah, that's what I do. That's what works for me. Hopefully this can give you a bit of inspiration to add some more supplements, or at least be aware of, you know, your health a bit more. And like I said, obviously going to a doctor and getting your blood taken is gonna be the most accurate, and that's the way to go if you're actually looking to make any changes, or if you're actually dealing with anything. So please do that. Please do not listen to what some random 22-year-old YouTuber is saying. Anyways, if you did enjoy today's video, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Go follow me on Instagram. I'm always sharing my kind of like daily food routine, things like that on my Instagram stories. Go follow me on there. You know, all the links, like, comment, subscribe. I'm on a tangent. I'm saying weird things. I need to end this video. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.